All right, up next, Craig, we've got some NFL rapid fire for week 1. Everyone, don't forget that if you like what we've got going on here at Picks and Parlays Power Hour, we are live Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So welcome in with us, Craig, NFL rapid fire week 1. I don't know what you've got in store for me, but I can't tell you. I'm like a kid on Christmas. I cannot wait for these NFL games to start. So tell me, what do we have? Hey everyone, don't forget to check out Caesars Sportsbook. They are a new sponsor. They are letting you wager up to $1,250 for your first bet. If you don't win, don't worry. You'll get 100% of your stake back as a free bet. And win or lose, you'll get $1,000 reward credits and $1,000 tier credits. All you have to do is go to Caesars Sportsbook and use the promo code PICKSFUL.
Well, I think when you look at this week, you have to be a little careful out there because this is one of those weeks that, what you saw in the preseason isn't what you're going to see come week 1. And I think there's some places that you can take advantage of the books. I have a couple best bet winners, none of these that we're going to be talking about today. But of course, I like a couple of these other games a lot as well.
All right. So Patriots at Dolphins. Dolphins at -3.5. What are you liking in this one?
I think when you look at this game, you start to say, has Bill Belichick lost it? He lost Tom Brady. Can he, create the magic? Mac Jones last year, I didn't think was terrible. In fact, I thought he was the best rookie quarterback in football last year. And considering where they took him in the draft, I think you have to be happy about that. But that's not Tom Brady-esque. That's not Bill Belichick getting you to the Super Bowl every other year, it seemed like, for a decade. I think this one, they can't outscore teams anymore. So they have to win with the old school when Brady wasn't great early in his career, they won with their defense, special teams. You could move the ball between the 20s, but they didn't allow you to score. It was a lot of field goals, and they played field position football. I think that means the under is the play in this one. I'm not convinced this Dolphins team, just because you go out and get maybe the best receiver or maybe the best slot receiver in football in Tyreek Hill, it doesn't mean all of a sudden they're going to be this explosive offense that everybody thinks they're going to be. I think it could take a few weeks with Tua and him. I think you take the under 46.5 here. I think this is played in the low 20s. I was thinking like 2017 type game, 23-20. Either one of those gets us the under here.
Yeah, I think so too. And the other game we have that, gosh, I mean, these quarterbacks are just going to be exciting to watch this year. That last one had quarterbacks that need something to prove. This game here, Chiefs and Cardinals, you've got Kyler Murray ready to ramp up this Cardinals team, but you've got a Patrick Mahomes on the other side of the ball that makes it a bit difficult. Chiefs favored in this one at 6.5 and the total at 53.5. What are you thinking?
I don't know what to expect from this Chiefs team. Andy Reid and company, you just assume, even though they lose Tyreek Hill, that they're not going to have a step back. But I think that's a little, premature. I just think until they do it in the regular season for this entire year without Tyreek Hill, I think you have to think this team's going to have to win in different ways. I don't think it'll be near as explosive. I don't think the Cardinals without DeAndre Hopkins will be able to score. Remember late in the year when he was injured, this team struggled to score at times. I think it's going to be lower scoring than people think. Obviously 53.5, a huge total in the NFL. I like the under here. I just think it's a lower scoring than what people think. Both teams, I think, are going to be finding their way early in this game. Maybe the second half, you see some more points, but I definitely like the under for the game at 53.5.
Yeah, I can see that happening too. I mean, both of these guys, like you said, they've got to find some new targets maybe this year. They've got to figure out the flow of how these are going to work. So I think shaking off the rust, we've seen the Chiefs in past years do come off early in the season too, not doing so hot. Everyone's saying, whoa, what happened to the Chiefs? And then the second half of the year, you're like, well, there's the Chiefs. So, but in order for people to watch, don't forget that you can take advantage of our early bird special for the NFL season pass, as well as an all football pass by going to picksandparlays.net. Visit your favorite experts page. You can get an NFL season pass for $6.49 and an all football pass for $7.99. So you don't miss a single bit of this NFL action that we are so excited about. And Craig's even more excited to give another rapid fire pick here. So tell me, who's number 3 on our list in the NFL? Broncos and Seahawks, baby. Russell Wilson returns. Let's ride. Broncos at 6.5 on this one at Seahawks. I'm thinking the Broncos take away in a big way in this one, but you tell me what you think.
This is a tough matchup because, when you're a guy that week 1, you face your former team and you have to do it in Seattle. Very tough matchup here. I was shocked. I'm not shocked that the NFL made this happen because obviously it is a great storyline.
Right.
And, not the Seattle. I don't expect a lot out of Seattle this year. I just don't think they're a very good team. I think I was hoping that Jimmy G would get released or cut, and I thought he would be a perfect fit for that team. And I thought with him, they could be a 8-9 win team. I'm expecting now with Geno at quarterback, I think this is more like a 4-win team. I think the Broncos cover in this one, but I think it's a little it's too many, I think, early. So I'm taking the under 44.5. I think you play a much closer game than expected early, as that emotion maybe it kind of, maybe hurts Russell Wilson, and then Denver takes over late. Either way, that Denver defense was one of the best in football last year. Now you have a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over. It's going to probably play a little better field position type game. I like the under here, 44.5.
Yeah, I do think the Broncos could cover in this one as well. I like the under. Like we said, I mean, it sort of goes back to some of these college football games we saw earlier too, and in the rivalry games. They never go as high as you want them to because of the emotions that can take over. So always a factor in these types of games. And coming in at number 4, we've got Raiders and Chargers. So Chargers favored in this one at -3. I'm excited about this Chargers team, but I'm really excited to see what Carr can do with a Devontae Adams down there in the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, the West is loaded. We just talked about Denver. Obviously, Denver is a ton better. I think the Raiders got better, obviously. Josh McDaniels, new coach, I think he's going to bring some life to that offense. So it was already pretty good last year. Now you get one of the best receivers in football, if not the best receiver in football. I think the Raiders have a shot to keep this close early. I just think it's too much. This Chargers team is loaded, not just on offense. I mean, their pass rush is going to be elite this year. I think they might even score on defense. That's how good their defense is. At the worst, they're going to give this team good field position a lot. I like the over here. I also like the Chargers -3. So my slightly better play on the Chargers -3, but I wouldn't talk anybody off a little parlay action. Chargers -3 and the over in this one. That's how much. I just think this Chargers team is, they've been a little disappointing. They show those glimpses at times, but then they let you down. And last year they don't make the playoffs. And I think this is the year they turn the corner. They make the playoffs. They win this division and maybe do some damage even in the playoffs.
Yeah, Justin Herbert's been a fun one to watch play out there, but they do have to kind of make a statement this year. Everybody's trying to, pick the Chargers every year, and then it's like, I'll pull back a little. So I'm excited for that. This game will be fun. My gosh, there's going to be too much to watch. But we've got one more here in your rapid fire, your final game. We've got Bucks at Cowboys. Bucks favored in this one at 2.5. This Cowboys team, man, will they ever be really America's team again? I don't know. But most importantly, what are they going to do week 1 of the NFL against the Buccaneers?
The Cowboys have, you look at the individual pieces, it seems like for the last 2 decades, it seems like they always have the guy, to get it done at every position. And then it's just like, injuries and a million things seem to go wrong for this team. And Jerry Jones kind of does his Jerry Jones thing. And all of a sudden they either are out of the playoffs or they lose first round of the playoffs. And I just think they're up against it, I think, this week. I really do. I think the Buccaneers are loaded. I mean, loaded this year. The Buccaneers, they didn't show much in the preseason, so that maybe has kept this line down. I wouldn't talk anybody off. I like both the over and the Buccaneers in this one. I just think the Bucks are just the Bucks. The one thing they are a little susceptible to at times is they seem to kind of wait back and like, oh, Tom Brady will win this. And it's like, then they'll make that stop when they need to late. But they give a lot of points up in the middle quarters, like, halfway through the first to halfway through the fourth. It seems like they kind of just wait around and they give up a lot of points. So I think the over is the stronger play. You take the over 50.5, but I wouldn't talk anybody off Tampa Bay minus the points here. I just think this Dallas team is going to do the Jerry Jones and Dallas thing. They're going to find a way to lose this game.
And I think you can't talk anybody off the points there because you have that guy you mentioned at quarterback for the Bucs with Tom Brady. I mean, he's always pulling something out. Everyone's saying, well, he retired for a little bit. He did this. It's Tom Brady. Relax. I think he'll be okay.
He's like my age. He's my age. He's my age. You figure it out. Like, he's like, I'm 47. He's like 45, 46 years old, and he's still doing it. I mean, were you even born when Tom Brady was in college?
No, I don't think.
That tells you something. That tells you how long he's been doing it.
But you know what? I watched him torture the Steelers for quite a few years. Okay, Greg?
Let's remember Tom Brady, his career is so long. He had a Calvin Johnson Hall of Fame receiver, had a career Hall of Fame career in the middle of his, and now is in the Hall of Fame already, and he's still playing. That tells you how long he's been playing.
Exactly. Can't count them out. I like those. Love this rapid fire segment. Gives us so much to look forward to. Again, if you want all of Craig's picks, head over to picksandparlays.net. You can get 20% off the entire site using promo code NFL. We are so excited for the NFL season, and thank you, Craig, for joining